place.
We were not ready for that.
We're not ready for that.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Good stuff. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome everybody to a different video today. Lawrence is here as well. So, we are not doing a battle report for your lovely viewing.
Not this week.
Not this, well, not tonight.
Well, this Tuesday.
Yeah, not this Tuesday.
This Tuesday, yeah.
But we are going to run through the armies and a short little sort of blurbs and the thoughts between each other and ourselves about the lists and the armies we're taking for our in-house league that we announced last week.
Tell you what, before we get into all the armies and things, I feel like we're missing a few steps here. Let's go over what is this in-house league?
Oh,
How's it going to be run? What can you guys expect to see right here?
What can you expect? So take it away.
All right. All right. Cool. So this is our Tournament Tuesday league, as you would have seen as a new intro. Thank you, Lawrence.
Yes, that was mad.
That was baller. That was good. So this is our Tournament Tuesdays, our spot. It'll be done every fortnight. So we'll actually start next week with our first game, matchup to be announced. So keep your eyes on the channel and on our socials during the week. First one next week on Tuesday at our normal streaming time of 7:30. And then that'll alternate every fortnight with our podcast, which will be every other fortnight on the Monday, as you've come to expect.
Yes.
And the way it'll work is each of us have picked two armies that are either our personal things that we want to try competitively or things that are hot in the meta at the moment.
Hot.
For the next 5 minutes anyway in the meta.
Yeah.
And then you guys get to see us play them to the best of our abilities, top meta lists, seeing how we go with those. You got some super chats coming in, or just
No, I'm talking chat live because everyone's here right now. So
Nobody's at the desk. Nobody's at the desk right now. So.
But yeah, so we're going to be doing that. We've each picked two armies, and it'll be just a knockout competition each week, or each fortnight, where we'll start with a pod of 8, in essentially 2 pods of 4. Those will whittle themselves down to pods of 2, and then down to 1, and then we'll have a 1v1 at the end of the tournament to see which army and which player comes out crowned
The victor.
king before the 10th. We should be out around that time.
yeah, we try to plan it around where, especially now with Games Workshop. I think it was this morning or yesterday.
Yesterday.
Did their little intro video of Tyranids and Dark Angels. Surprise, everybody! The rumors were correct.
It is true.
So yeah, we assume that's probably going to be June.
It's around the end of the
Probably,
financial year,
yeah. They want to get that monies in, so we're going to try and have this wrapped up before then. Because also, you're not around.
I won't be here in June. Yeah. So, yeah.
So we're going to try and get that out as quick as possible before 10th edition, so we can cover all the 10th stuff as you guys, as it all gets out there, and try and be awesome with it.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. And the reason we're doing this, and the reason that we're sort of, I guess, temporarily or putting on hiatus our Tempest Tuesdays, is mainly from feedback from you guys. You guys talked. You wanted more ARKS of OMEN, more competitive content. So we're going to dial up to 11, give you the most competitive content you've ever seen on this channel. And it's going to be good. Yeah,
so with that as well, our Thursdays are still going to be ARKS of OMEN, but they're going to shift away from hyper-competitive stuff. It'll just be, normal ARKS games.
Yeah,
so
the kind of games you come down and play with us at our club days, something like that.
Exactly, exactly. And just be sure, if you want us to cover anything in those games, shout out. Hit us up in the comments, hit us up everywhere else. And before we keep going, if you're coming here for the first time, be sure to like and subscribe.
Absolutely, do all
because
the YouTube algorithm stuff.
it helps a lot.
Yep.
It helps a lot. We get those numbers up, baby!
Even hitting that like button actually does an awful lot for videos getting them seen. So
It actually does more.
it does.
Yeah, it does.
So make sure to get down there, hit the subscribe button first, hit that bell, and hit that like button.
That's it.
Because we appreciate it. It's good.
All right.
All right. Before you plug, you need to plug first the upcoming Saturday one. So
Oh, do we?
go. Yeah,
All right,
you need to.
plug away.
Well, all right. If you're watching this live, as of Tuesday the 6th, what is it? The 16th or something?
No idea. It's
The
Tuesday.
14th.
It's the 14th. There we
As
go.
of Tuesday the 14th, we have an event coming up this weekend called Calling the Banners. It's the first GT we're running this year. 2,000 points of competitive 40k over 5 rounds. We've got a bunch of sign-ups already, but there's still a few spots left. Tickets are available until Thursday night, which is also when lists are due. So all the links to the player pack and everything is down in the description below. So make sure to go and check that one out. Come along. We've got some really good players and good lists coming in already. So I'm keen to see you guys there. It's going to be a great weekend. I've got a table covered in terrain at home that I'm currently building for it. So make sure you're there to see the fruits of all
Yeah,
that.
there's 3 boxes of terrain.
Yeah, some more.
I think there's 4 boxes.
Oh
Whatever
my God.
there. There's been built for it.
Good luck.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So that's all that. Let's get into the first list.
Take it away.
I mean, you saw in the intro what the armies are, but maybe you don't know who's playing what. And it's weird because in our previous stream when we first kind of announced that we were doing this last Thursday, I think it was, right? Last Thursday?
We announced it Tuesday, but talked about it on Thursday.
Yeah, on the Thursday. we had a lot of a lot of chats talking about who was playing what. And I think overall, it was about 50% right. They got you right.
Yeah, they got me right.
It's predictable. Yeah.
All right, so
And Lawrence.
my first army is World Eaters. Surprise, surprise. I think there is some competitive play in it. I think there's Dean spoke pretty well about it when he was here playing his competitive list.
I was about to say, I was just chatting to a particularly competitive
World Eaters player
on the way here, and there's some legs on it.
There is. I do think, and I agree with Dean, I do think from playing a few games of it, I think it falls into two camps really. I think it's either flowing heavily into the 8-bound or it's going heavy into Berserkers with Angron. So I've decided to take Angron because Angron's and because it's also a brand new model painted for us by Dark Gods. Jaden's done an absolutely amazing job, so you'll be able to see that first time on the channel when that shows its face. He shows his face, but it's Angron, essentially 2 Master of Executions, a Demon Prince, 50-odd Berserkers.
Very nice.
2 8-bound and 2 Exalted 8-bound and some Spawn. So, and then Rhinos. Yeah,
Rhino Rush.
Rhino Rush.
How many rhinos?
It's 4 Rhinos. So, something like that. So it's a lot of choppy bodies. And because we're going to be playing with the reason why I've chosen to do this list as opposed to say the Lord Invo list with a lot more 8-bound is because of the terrain.
Yep.
Because we're going to be using the same terrain that we ran last Thursday, which is designed by Wags from Miniature Scenery along with Dean Sinbeck, which is going to be our new standard for WTC terrains. Also the terrain that's going to be at the event and the GT.
I was about to say, if you want to check out the terrain, all the layouts for all 9 missions, you can check that out in the player pack for the GT. And we're actually going to make a point of having it linked in our descriptions for this series.
Yep.
Because it's a great terrain pack. These two worked very hard to develop it and get it out.
Yeah.
And ready for us.
Good work, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, good work. It's a good terrain pack. The missions look really good.
Yes.
I'm keen to play them.
So because you've got essentially some quite large pieces to hide things, you can physically hide Angron. I can physically hide a lot of Rhinos and essentially stage really well. So they score really well. Especially the first half of the game scores really well. So I think I can apply a lot of pressure and I can probably do so well against half the matches.
Yeah.
The other half might be a bit of a struggle and Angron will have to carry it through. But yeah, that's my first army. So
Very nice.
Yep.
Cool.
Well,
What do you got?
I couldn't let you be the only Chaos Marine player, so
Okay.
I'm of course running Dark Angels.
Oh.
The other true chaos guy.
I wanted to run an Ari, but we need more power armor because that's what people want to see. So we're running Dark Angels, the old dangles.
And they are doing very well.
They are. They're going to be doing
They're
very well.
doing
for about
very
a month
well.
until the balance Thursday comes out, and they get nerfed into oblivion, and then we'll see what happens with them afterwards.
Yes.
But yes, they're doing very well. I recently ran a Dark Angels list at Strength in Numbers that did very well, along with Lawrence here on my team and Ed on another team.
I was there, yep.
He was
I was around, yeah.
So it was pretty good, went 4-1. So I've taken that list, adjusted it slightly for a singles format rather than a competitive one. Pretty tasty. So I'm running a couple of Talon Masters and Samael with a bunch of different buffs and things they can give out. And then a couple of units of Infiltrators to help screen out and do all that. They do a lot of work. You'll see them coming in clutch in a lot of games on the channel very soon. And then I've run the core of the army, 2 10-man bricks of Deathwing Terminators. Who knew they're good?
They're so cheap! They're so cheap!
The 3 of us were like, no, good.
Yeah. So 20 Terminators, as well as a Banner and an Apothecary. And then I've got 2 units of Attack Bikes with Melters to sort of whiz around doing Attack Bike with Melter things. And then 2 units of Plasma Devastators, because Dark Angels love Plasma.
They do.
It's good.
They do.
Yeah.
And that's the list.
Yeah, okay.
It's gonna be
So
pretty
question,
much
what will happen if they hit the Dallas Late this coming end of March, first week of April?
So we've talked
For
about it a
sure,
little bit
yeah.
before we went into it, because we're sort of like, we're aware that a data set will happen. We considered the idea of just essentially snapshotting the way 40k is right now and running that. But we thought, well, no one wants to see that. It's going to be over such a long time period.
Yeah.
We want to keep you guys up to date with everything. We'll be running top current lists. So when the data set comes out, we're just going to have to look at it very seriously, take into consideration the way the list's been affected. This is true of any army that gets affected by it. And sort of have a discussion behind the scenes about what can we do to ensure the list still functions in the same way, does the same thing, runs the same archetype, but is actually able to keep competing after the data slate.
Yeah.
And we'll just adjust it ourselves behind the scenes, and you guys will get to see it, and we'll have a bit of a chat about it on the channel.
Yeah.
And that's how that'll work.
I mean, it's really, we don't really have another option.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're producing content that's essentially irrelevant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've got to make
Doesn't
sure we're
make
keeping up
sense.
to date with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the dangles. They're pretty scary.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Next is
Nice.
my ADEPTUS CUSTODES.
Again, surprise, surprise!
Who would have thought, right?
You can hold it for a bit.
Well, I started learning CUSTODES this year, and I really like them because
I really want to play him with dangles.
I don't want to play it.
I haven't
I
had
don't
any
want-
experience in custody with dangles.
I don't want to play it. But yeah, so my list is actually composed of just 2 HQ, which is obviously Trajan, and then the Shield
So-
Captain with bike. I got
Yeah.
a couple of bikes, 2x3, and then some Wardens. I will not say how many because you haven't seen the list. It's just funny that because Lucky told us to submit all the list to myself, but
Yeah.
Dalton submitted the
to
list
everybody.
to everybody. So we wanted to keep the list secret first.
We're all going to see him before the first round anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's still a surprise.
Well, because we just wanted to stop Liz Taylor. Because, like,
Yeah.
even subconsciously, you can, like, your unconscious bias can still step in so
I mean,
much.
I'll point out, especially with the leagues, which we'll come to in a little bit later. One of the things when I was going over the list and adjusting it and going, in the back of my head, I kept going, oh, I know I'm going to run into this army. I was like,
Yeah, you
I
go,
can't think about that. I go like, what's good overall?
But it's hard once it's in there.
Yeah,
you
you
can't. You're
Yeah,
like,
but it's so funny. I'm the only one who saw both of their lists,
yeah.
so I can take.
It's great.
Yeah, and as I've said, I got also some Venitari because I like Venitari. They're
cool.
fast and they are also obsec, and then some Sagittarium Custodes. So yeah, I'm still learning them, but I feel like
no bikes.
I have 2x2.
Oh, you did say
Yeah,
okay,
what's-
right.
because-
What's your shield host? Out of interest.
I haven't decided yet.
You have to say that.
Emperor's Chosen.
Emperor's Chosen,
Yeah,
yeah.
Emperor's
Yeah,
Chosen.
I bet they solo watch pretty
Yeah,
good, but
It's good, but
But
at
not
least.
Shadowkeepers? Is
Yeah.
it-
Shadowkeepers
no,
not
it's not
bad.
Shadowkeepers.
No, because I mean,
Watch.
Emperor's Chosen, you have an access to at least give one unit
exactly,
that particular
yeah.
shield
Emperor's
host.
Chosen is very
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
so
okay,
it's
yeah,
it's good. Yeah, so that's my list. Let's see how far I can run with Custodes.
Round 1 knockout.
Don't pair me with Dangles.
Play dangles, it'll be good.
No. Cool, Ed.
All
What do
right.
you got?
My first army is, of course, predictably, GSC.
Wait,
Yeah.
really?
No.
Really? Is that a question?
So yeah, the list I'm taking is, of course, it's the meta one, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
So it's the custom cult, which gives mini transhuman. Ignore
Ignoring
the
penalties
modifiers
for
for all
minor
the industrial
weapons.
weapons,
Yeah.
and then it does feel no pain on bikes, and the other one doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just those three are the main ones, and it just lets you basically it scores crazy well.
As they do.
The ball control is insane. So it's 3 units of 10 bikes, so max bikes, each with 2 roof quads, and then I have 100 neophytes, so 4 units of 20.
That's nice with World Eaters.
With all now the free war gear that they get and everything now.
Yeah, right.
I'm painting them. I painted some today. They're coming.
So what's the total model count?
So it's
Like
for no
500.
priz, it's like 200 moons or something. Yeah, maybe not quite that many, but
No,
it's a lot.
it'd have to be
It's-
pushing it.
It's near. It's
Because you got
it's like
60
170, 180
You
wounds.
got about 70 in bikes.
But how many
alone.
models?
Like 500?
Well, you've already got 160.
It's like 120
Right?
more.
So you're
No, no,
130,
160 at least. 130, sorry.
So it's 80 neos, 30 bikes, so it's 110, and then about 120 with the
Okay,
characters,
yeah.
and then so.
It's a lot of
Tell you what, when you
Oh, no,
play,
about
I'll
130.
put
Yeah.
I'll put either death and zeal and conversion as your mission.
Yes.
So it just scores very well. I have 3 ridge runners as well. That's kind of my own spice. Is just more range firepower that I
Yeah.
felt like I don't
Or with
have.
minings.
Or with triple minings.
Yeah.
And ignoring the penalty for dense or whatever is crucial with them. And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really nice. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. It scores super well. I'm confident with them
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I played them a lot.
Yeah.
And I love them. so
Same
that's
as
kind
Dark Angels, you will also be battered with the nerfs for sure.
of- Yeah. So there's potential for
Do you
them
think
to get
so?
Yeah, they already said that one.
just
In the
the
meta watch,
cults.
they already said.
Maybe not the units themselves, but the Especially
particular
the custom one.
ignoring the hit modifiers with industrial weapons for anything is just so crazy good. And it's only one cost.
Well,
I think that will go
So
up.
do you reckon that's what they'll do? They'll adjust the costings for the custom gold?
I think that's the only thing they'll do.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't think the list will have to change.
I feel like
too much.
GSC, they go through the same thing
Yeah.
every year. They're like bottom of the barrel, something
Go up.
happens, then they get to the top, and then they're just bottom again because they get hit
time.
so hard with
the
nerfs.
scary part is if they nerf this list, the rest of GSC is in the bin.
Yeah.
We'll see. So yeah, it's a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, right. Okay.
All right.
Cracking straight on. So this one's a bit of a doozy,
Ta-da!
but I'm playing people. I'm playing people, everybody. I know a lot of people in chat like, he's playing Tyranids, like he's gonna play Tyranids, he's gonna play Tyranids. Tyranids aren't in great spot. Let's not beat around the bush here.
There's some play in certain lists with really good play, and I reckon you can probably pull it off. But it's
Well, for one thing, it's not have models to do that.
Like, that's one of the biggest things.
A lot of
to get done for that.
Yeah, a lot of the range is currently being painted right now. So and then with the knowing that they're going to be introduced in 10th, there's going to be a whole nother range of model stuff.
There's a Mega Swarm Lord and
there's a Mega Swarm Lord, a Macro Effects, a new Zone Throw,
new
there's
Warriors.
3 different Gaunt models as well. So
a lot coming.
going down the process of going, okay, let's try and tech into this thing when I know that my brain's just going to have to completely change in, you know, in a really short period of time, and rather just be like, nah, so worry about it. Let's start something else that's really, really good. That I actually really enjoy playing, like a lot. I'm sort of taking this as well to try and build on my non-competitive aggressive skills in the game, because I sort of don't really play sort of holding back, and it's kind of want to, you know, hodl a bit more or find the nuances in how to score outside of just pushing and rushing and stuff like that. But the list is pretty gross. So the list is basically Lord Solar, Tank Commander with the Gatekeeper Relic, a Marshal, and I've taken the Marshal with the Waller trait that allows him to have, I think his Waller trait Relic gives him Perfectus Orders. So basically, I just want to give the army 2 instances of deny deep strike orders, the 12-inch bubble, so really push that out really far.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't like that.
yeah,
No,
I'm not a fan.
Neither does he, you know, as well, right?
I'm actually fine with it.
Okay.
Like, both my armies.
Well, he actually, so he hates that. He hates that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a command squad.
Yeah.
So essentially, I'm kind of building into the variety of orders that I can do. And then we have just 3 units of Cadian troops. Then we have 3 units of mortars. 3 units of 3 mortars.
Of course.
And then we have 2 units of 2 Lehman Russ, all with plasma and las, and then a Dawn with everything. But the Dawn also has the tank ace to give orders. So essentially, I have 2 tanks that can give out mechanized orders, 2 infantry that can give out infantry orders, and then Lord Solar that can give out
No
all
Marcador?
3 as well.
No. Shocker.
So being able to really pick and play those orders around, again, because of the terrain, we're able to keep my guardsmen in positions and potentially push them out at the right times when I need to. You know, move in the right spot to go from building to building, and then rely on the getting good like specific lines of fire with moving tanks to just nuke really quickly.
And
so,
then Kazakin?
Oh, sorry, of course, yeah.
So how many guards
I was going to say, we got off lightly.
How many guards against are we talking?
20, 2 units, 2
2 units of 10.
There they are.
and that's all kitted out. So there's like sniper, double, hot shot volley, and then double melter in both, and obviously all the meta relics. So like the banner, the Barbican's key, all that stuff. So it's pretty teched, pretty heavy.
And another one of those lists is going to get hit pretty hard when the balance style slate swings around.
I don't know. Maybe Kazakin.
Maybe
other than that-
Karsikin, yeah.
I think that the way that it functions will change.
I mean, the mortal wound thing definitely needs to be FAQ'd, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's obvious.
So that'll change, and I think the way that the mortars and the plasma, you can just get them so easily and they can become so efficient, will be adjusted slightly.
There is some weird points things in guard anyway. The fact that like a las cannon is the same price as a heavy bolter in the center, and you're like, okay, that's weird. So yeah, but then I would understand some changes there for sure. I think we said it in the previous game. I do think that guard might miss a bit because they're hard to play. I don't think they're just put on and just wins. Very similar to GSC, which would be a real shame if GSC got hit really hard, because I don't think it would be necessary compared to say how like Nids were or how Votan were or those things.
Are at the moment.
Yeah, they're just like that raw power thing. You're like, nerf that.
At the same time, it's like if you go into certain matchup with these armies, they'll just dominate
Yeah,
the board.
yeah.
Same with GSC. If
Yeah.
you go up against some armies, they just can't kill you, and
Yeah.
then you just run away with points,
Yeah.
and it's like you can't win the game.
Yeah.
So it's a balancing act. but
Yeah, for
we'll
sure.
see.
So overall, it's what 6 tanks or five tanks of T8 to upsave, a lot of wounds. There's everything is damage 3. It's either damage 1 or damage 3, pretty much everywhere or higher. So yeah, I'm really excited to play it. Really excited to play it.
I don't wanna play
I don't wanna play you. I'm happy to go with you in pretty much any match. I don't mind. Well, yeah, that's my second choice.
Yeah, cool. My second choice is, of course, squats. I'm running the leagues. They're not in the best spot competitively at the moment, but I am committed to running them competitively just to get better at them, and this is the perfect opportunity to do it.
And it is.
So I will be running Irani Serta because I tend to think it is the most all-rounded league, unless you're building very specific builds for other leagues. So running Irani Serta, everything's super tough. Cool. I've got all the upgraded characters. I've got the High Carl to do his thing. I've got the Forge Master to make the Land Fortress basically untouchable. And then I've got the Lord Grimnir because he's so good at being a psyker. He does powers, he does actions, he doesn't care. It's great. So running those 3, and then another Carl as well, just for extra judgment tokens and a bit extra flexibility, as well as to bust around a certain relic that I need.
Judgment.
Oh, you can do that now, right? You can do the double Carl thing because of the ARKS.
He could have done that before.
High Carl and Carl.
Oh, sorry, High Carl and Carl.
Like
Sorry,
a
I
chapter
thought that was
master
saying.
and
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
captain.
higher Carl, maybe.
Hi, Carl.
And then I've got 2 units of troops, just regular old boys. And then I've got 3 units of bikes on the list.
2 units only, 2 by 3. 3 by 3.
2 by 3 and 1 by 4, I think.
2 by 3 and 1 by 4.
It might even be 2 units of 4 and 1 unit of 5.
That would make more sense. If your list is built around, that would make more sense.
I'm just thinking about the points and where they are. I think that's what it is.
Okay, we would check every list.
But the point there is to go, cool, here they're one of the best units in the book, and they're fast, they hit like a truck, they do all the actions, they're obsec. They're the only thing that scores points. They don't do it very well, but they do it. So
Kill them first. Kill them first.
Kill them first.
I played them a little while ago at the Vic Social and did relatively well with them. Learned a bunch about the way they actually maneuver, and there's a few tips and tricks and things for getting the most out of the bikes. So I'm hoping to try and explore that a little bit.
Cool.
Use some of the strats to take them back off the board and things like that. And then I'd have 2 Sagittor. These guys are there to bus around my boys so they can score some points, as well as being like just really efficient firing platforms. So they're pretty cool. And then of course the Land Fortress. It's just it's not the toughest thing on the block, but it's one of them.
Is it T9 or T8?
It's T9
T9.
in this one. So Lockie's list picks it up.
Yeah, very easily.
But everybody else struggles with it.
Yeah. Well, so I'm not going to say what.
I mean, kind of.
GSC will struggle killing them.
GSC will struggle.
I just don't touch it. I don't even bother. I don't even try. Like, you don't try.
Custodes just ignore it.
Ignore it, yeah.
And then even like...
Angron picks it up, surely.
Angron will probably pick it up.
Yes.
He won't pick the whole thing up because of some of the other buffs that can be on it.
Oh, okay.
But he can definitely do a lot of work on it.
Alright.
Much like the Incarn.
Okay.
It'll hit it, but it won't kill it in one go.
Yeah, right, gotcha.
Shouldn't. And then Knights and Tower, like, okay, they've got the tools to do it, but they know it. We've talked about it.
Well, yeah,
We've already announced what everyone's doing.
But they could be switched. They don't know.
We've already announced each army we're both playing.
But we still
Both
don't know
armies
the
we're both
actual
playing.
matchup, so that's good.
Yeah. So those two have the firepower to pick it up, but shouldn't be able to do it in one go.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's the list. There's not a lot of models. It's probably next to Custodes, probably the most elite army. Knights I don't really count because Knights are
Dumb,
They do stuff. They do Knight stuff. But next to Custodes is probably the most elite, like proper army, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they play. Definitely don't rate the chances, but see what I can do.
All right.
Still scary.
Yes, still scary.
Yeah, it is.
So my next army, which is
Well, everyone knows.
obviously Imperial Knights. All them, I didn't bring any.
But you're not bringing
codex.
that model, though.
Yeah, definitely not Valiant. And surprise also to everybody because I haven't told them the list. So the list is now, it's still 10-1, and now it's not a Paladin. It's an errant.
Yeah, makes
So
sense.
I would be trying to advance in charge every time.
Yeah.
So
So you run Griffith.
no, I'm still running Army of Renown, but it's an errant that gives advance in charge to my armigers. So
To 3 armies at a time, yeah?
no,
So
two
less
armatures at a
rerolls,
time.
more
Yeah,
fast.
mm,
More speed.
So this,
wow,
this
okay.
time I'm shifting my play style to just being, relax and just shoot. This
be
time I would be the
We're
aggressor.
swapping.
Yeah, I want to. Because this guy wants to shoot me, I would come into his face and then chop, 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 chop first. Even the land fortress, watch out. So, and also, surprise, because now I can take an agent of Imperium and I paid just 10 points for an acolyte. Just to hold my home base objective. So now, it's
What's
legal.
Acolyte?
I don't even
I
know
don't
what
the model looks like.
yeah.
It's just a dude.
Just a dude.
So I need to actually
one of the
borrow
categories,
that
I
one
think.
because I would be bringing
No,
that to.
we'll use
Oh,
the bad date from Heresy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What was the little model?
The
we had?
heretic.
Yeah,
That's his name.
The
so-
chick
The
with
bottle.
the bottle in the bag. Yeah. Well,
So I
Jack-
reckon
we won't even
since-
paint it either. Just
Since knights are already allowed to have this kind of acolyte or whatever, because it's 10 points, so cheap, right? So I just have to downgrade some of my meltas to just a heavy subber just to afford him. Now at least an
Subs don't
errant,
work anyway.
an errant can also just join the fun and kill some bad boys.
But even so, like the stubbers are actually going to do better into pretty much every matchup here anyway, really, than like your single shot melter. That like you kill one Terminator, he just brings it back.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
opposed to putting
but
fire
yeah,
on
that-
like on infiltrators or like.
But yeah,
berserkers
definitely
or whatever.
those matchups that I also don't want to face are obviously Dark Angels and Votan because those auto wounding is
Leagues pick
very
up
bad.
knights like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we don't want that one.
I think there's about 4 armies you don't really want to fight.
No, I think even guard I can have a play because I was able to play against them even in a pricing. So it's a struggle. But you can really have scrap
I
up
think
some points.
if you make it into combat.
Yeah, that's why now
tag
I'm
enough,
leaning.
yeah,
I'm
then
leaning
you can
to
do it,
just advance in charge. So at least those shooting armies would just be okay. What's your threat range?
List tailoring.
List tailoring. List tailoring. And that's my second army.
Cool.
All right, my second army is Tau. Believe it or not. So it's Borkhan, meaning
Very nice.
it's better against shooting.
Yep.
It's -1 strength if you're from a ranged attack, unless you're strength 8. So it's very vehicle heavy. So I'm running double hammerhead. Yeah, with the burst cannon, accelerated burst cannon drones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then triple devilfish, both with two with breaches, one with pathfinders inside.
Yep.
And then double riptide as well.
Yep.
So it's a lot of firepower. It's tanky. It's pretty brutal. The idea of it is like you have enough. So I was running Triptide, one with burst, but the idea with an extra hammer and you put the accelerator on is you have enough anti-horde because it's like 16 shots anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't need the burst Riptide.
Yeah.
So you just take double iron instead.
Yeah. Cool.
And then you still get exploding sixes and all this jazz.
Yeah.
So it's no crisis bomb. No crisis.
So no crisis at all, right?
No crisis at all. None at all.
Okay.
No crisis.
No
Interesting.
crisis at all. Double commander still, Cold Star and
yeah,
an
yeah.
Enforcer.
And that dude does the work
That dude
of one.
does the work
one
of
crisis suited
essentially,
team anyway.
like
Yeah.
3 crisis is worse than him by
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
mile.
yeah.
So he's nuts. And then the Cold Star is he's kind of my damage cap guy. So he's got the burst cannon that ignores it, and he also does mortals, and it gets extra AP, ignores cover, all this stuff.
So
Very nice.
He's
He just-
specifically seeking Aegon. He's not damage.
He's not
control,
damage
Doesn't matter. He
But
comes
just
back.
in case any of you guys bought any of that stuff, which I don't think is, which we didn't. So there we go. But what else have I got? That's a couple of Crude Hounds. Ethereal.
Yeah.
Oh no, I dropped the Ethereal. I'm
Okay.
taking a Farsight Marksman instead.
What's
Oh,
that?
that's
So
that's
it's
interesting.
a
I like
it's a
that pick.
elite character who
Okay.
basically just has a Markalite and then 3 sniper drones. So they ignore Lookout Sir.
Oh,
but I
is
can
it
also
the dude in the
Yeah, it's the
control
dude
area?
in the thing,
That
yeah,
used to
yeah.
be the old sniper drone model, right?
yeah,
Like,
so
the DD
we've
is
got
still the
we've
current-
got the metal one.
Yeah.
I'm painting it up now.
that's sick.
And it'll be ready for
Those drones are sick. Looks like
Yeah, they got the long rifle,
long
yeah.
barrels, they look mad.
And then he's just holding my redeploy wallet tray as well.
Yep.
That's the other thing he's here for. So
I like that pick. Actually. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's just
spicy.
cheaper than the Ethereal and
Yeah.
gives me other options. So yeah,
Well,
that's
into things like guard, even custodies, even leagues, like that's hot.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. So,
Cool.
yeah.
So question.
Yeah.
So what's the price of the Victor?
I don't know, just
No
bragging
just
rights,
props.
right?
Yeah.
Let us know, chat.
Yeah.
Let us know what you would like for
For me to
victory
receive at the end
prize,
of the
for
tournament.
Lawrence to get when he gets the wooden spoon. Give us a wooden spoon reward and then a first place victor reward. That would actually be pretty cool from you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I think it's pretty. It's weird. Some of the matchups are pretty heavily one-sided one way,
yeah.
depending how that goes. So we're gonna do the draw, and then we'll showcase the draw through our graphics and stuff in throughout our socials in the coming week.
We'll be like announcing the next matchup each week or each fortnight.
Yeah, and you'll see the full bracket and everything, and it'll look all pretty and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just hopefully it'll be something new for this is something different for us to try and test our merit. I think I've taken a break from competitive 40k this year, but next year I'm definitely going to be playing a lot more. So
I've been trying to step away, and I keep getting just
keep getting roped back in.
yeah, it's more, come and do this, come and do this, come and all right.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
So next year's going to be it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yep.
It's going to be good getting back into competitive 40k, and this is going to be a taster. And then just all the inspiring idea of what 10th's going to be.
It's going to be
Pretty
interesting.
wild,
It's gonna be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we hope you guys are excited by this. We certainly are. We're keen to show it off to you. Next week will be the first matchup.
Is there a question?
Me and my
What is it?
chicken arms.
Is there a question you
Yeah,
want to
I've
answer
got
from
little
chat?
chicken arms. I'm working on them, everybody. Come on. I'm skinny. I'm little. What?
Okay. But yeah, so we hope you guys are looking forward to it. We'll be starting the first matchup next week. Make sure to be subscribed and check out all our socials and things to find out who that's going to be, which army's going to play, what epic matchup you're going to see.
And also, just let us know, whether it be on in the comments in the videos, in socials on the Discord. Let us know who you think is going to win, or what you reckon the order's going to be: first, second, third, fourth. Throw some shade. Go nuts. I want to see it all. I want to get dirty.
Dirty.
I want to see someone spear someone halfway through. Just rage quit. And hook me. I'll just flip the table.
Maybe we should also give a reward to who's the saltiest.
That'll definitely be me. Yeah. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in. That's us for this one. Be sure to tune in next week with Monday with podcast. Correct?
No,
sorry. It's not next week.
Next Tuesday for the first game of our tournament.
There we go.
Tuesday week.
There we go.
So make sure you're there for that one, and the week after that for the podcast.
That's
Which
it.
will
And
be
then
every other Monday, as it has been going so far.
that's it.
Make sure to get down this weekend for calling the banners. We're down in Moorabbin. Come down and check it out. If you're not playing, come down and you're in Melbourne. Come down and spectate. It's gonna be a great tournament.
Drink some
Still
beers.
get tickets?
Tickets are available
Still available.
until Thursday night.
Thursday night,
So make sure until Thursday night, all they sell out. Whichever comes first, make sure you get one. It's gonna be sweet. And if you're just spectating, you don't need one. I had to clarify this the other
just
day
drink
for
beer.
The Kill Team one. Just come down and watch.
Yeah, just come and watch. Don't need to buy a ticket. Just come hang.
Come and hang out.
Yeah.
Have some drinks with us. It's gonna be good.
Tune in on Thursday. Another ARKS OMEN game. I'm playing Ed. It's gonna be awesome. I love playing Ed. So watch that one, and we'll see you on Thursday.
See ya.
Bye.
Now we watch
It'll be Australian. I'll see you later.
Hit the button.